Hello, welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell, and this is the show where I take viewer-submitted video and I help them get faster in freestyle. A little bit about myself before I get started. I have been a competitive swimmer since I was in the 3rd grade. I was a high school All-American in the 100 backstroke and 200 freestyle. I swam for Brigham Young University for 4 years and was an academic All-American. And after that, I decided to start picking up stroke technique coaching. Just helping out a couple friends of mine back in my hometown. And sooner or later, I wound up teaching a bunch of clients every day. And now I do virtual technique for anyone and everyone that wants to get faster at swimming. So today's athlete, his name is Kyle. He is a Team Zoot athlete. And he reached out to me via Instagram, so check Farrell Swim Tech out on Instagram. I try and post small minute-long segments on just little tidbits on how you can get better during your next workout. So he messaged me and asked if I can review his stroke. So what we have here is, and I have to preface this review by stating this is the hardest angle for me to review. But Kyle said this is the only angle that he could get. The biggest problem you're going to see with this is the reflection on the water. If you are filming yourself and you notice that there's a lot of reflection on the water, it's really hard to see what's going on underneath. There's only so much that I can see. However, that being said, with this video, there is enough that I could see to where I know that I can help Kyle get faster in swimming. So here we go. Oh, I have this slowed down to 60%. I forgot. I was checking this out. Yes, we're gonna. So what happens when you update VLC right before you start this thing? Okay, so things that I'm liking so far. Number one, very, very, very good range of motion. Kyle is getting his hands all the way out as far as he can before they enter the water. There's not a lot of enter, then pushing forward. I really like to see that. I like to see the feet generally are coming out. You can kind of see his butt. The only thing is there's a lot of kind of, kind of snaky motions. Good flip turn. Legs could use some tightening up. And I mean, overall, this is not bad. This is not bad. The only thing that I'm seeing is there's not a lot of power in the pull. And that's really what we're going to focus on tonight. We'll talk about legs just a little bit because I feel like Kyle can just kind of condense his kick just a little bit more. And then we'll talk a little bit about body rotation because he's kind of lumbering. This is kind of a lumbering stroke. So as he comes into the wall, we're going to stop right about here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to slow this down really slow here. Okay, so this is about 1/3 speed, so we're gonna take it back just a little bit. So what we're gonna see and what we're gonna start discussing. First let's go over legs. So Mark, I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep saying Mark. I do apologize. Kyle. I don't know why I'm thinking Mark. I totally apologize. Kyle. What Kyle is doing, his legs are a little bit out, and they're kind of like this. You want to be kicking to where the big toe is practically touching each other. So, Kyle, start by moving your legs from out to here to about here, and then kick right in about here. The easiest way that I've heard this, a really good physical way to really practice this is get one of those like 5-gallon buckets at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, any real hardware store. Get one of those 5-gallon buckets, and then you want to put your feet in it, and then just go boop 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 boop. Just kind of kick the tops and the bottoms of it. Because you really want that kick to be compact. You don't want it to be out and kind of kicking out here. Now, there's 2 main reasons for that. Number one, you're not getting any real benefit by widening your kick. The force of the kick that's moving you forward is the act of pushing it down. Moving your legs out, that's not going to do anything. That's not going to increase your surface area. That's not going to do anything. If anything, it's going to increase your drag. So just bring your legs in together and just kind of imagine your big toes are kind of rubbing up against each other every single time you kick. So that's going to be where you want the kick. So do Superman kicks on dry land. Lay on your stomach, and then just move your legs back, and then just boop, 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 boop. You know, just do that. If it helps, try and get a bucket. I mean, it can't hurt. So because you don't want the kick to go, you don't want the kick to go longer than about 1 foot. So if this is neutral, you don't want it to go more than about a foot here, and then a foot down. So 1 foot. So it's about a 2 foot total radius here, 18 inches to 2 feet max. That's about all you need for the kick. Anything more than that, from that point on, if you want to get faster at kicking, you just increase the power of the kick. You don't make the kick bigger. The bigger you make the kick, the more drag you're introducing, because at a certain point, you're pushing water forward, okay? So you're pushing water forward at this point instead of backwards, okay? Forward, backwards, okay? So tighten up the kick. That's basically all you really need for the kick. The reason why I talk about kicking, especially for triathletes, is because we don't want the legs to be a liability. Once you're at about 120s or faster, that's when you really start, wanting the legs to really start contributing. Because at that point, you're kind of maxing out the arms, and you really need those legs to start contributing. So beyond that, like up until about the 130s, you just don't want the legs to be a liability. You want the legs to just kind of cruise. You want them to exist. You don't want them to be a liability, because at this point, you don't truly understand how to put the whole kick together into the stroke. So spending a lot of time on kicking, it's really good for flushing out the legs. If you're trying to do just a little bit of recovery from a really long run or stuff like that, doing some kick sets is amazing for flushing out the legs. But realistically, you don't want to go too incredibly heavy on the legs. You just this. That's it. Once you get that technique down, there's so much more you can do with the arms. So now what we're going to go to is we're going to go back to the footage, and we're going to start looking at the arms, because I believe Kyle's biggest problem is that he spends too much time pushing down on the water before he gets into his catch. Now, what we're going to talk about is I'm going to teach you how to be able to catch the water much faster than you are right now. So now what we're looking at is, okay, hand enters the water, okay? Hand is fully extended. Great. Hand is fully extended. That's exactly what we want. So, okay, you can't really see it with that one. Okay, hand fully extended. Hand also towards the inside. Also good. I like that. I like what I'm seeing. So now you push down. Fingers are still facing forward. And fingers are now facing down. And now you're catching. Okay? There's a specific point where your fingers are going down, down, down. Boom. Okay? And then you snap into that pull. Okay? So let's check it out right here, okay? Here's your right hand. Now it's going forward, down. Okay, you see? Fingers still pointed forward. Okay? Still forward, still forward, still forward. Okay? Now they're starting to come down. Now they're down. Now, boom. Right there. You see that wrist movement? That wrist movement, that's when your arm finally engages the water. Okay? Up until this point, you have spent a lot of time preparing to grab the water. You have spent an inordinate amount of time preparing to grab the water. You have not grabbed the water yet. It's when that wrist goes boom, like that. You can see it in the wrist. So let's kind of go back just a little bit. Let's let this play out. Watch this again. Watch the wrist. Okay. So go forward. Now down. Right there. Okay. Now. And boom. Right there. That's when you engage the water. All right. So let's talk about this. So what exactly is going on here? So what's going on is Kyle reaches and he pushes down, down, down. Here, let me rotate my camera down just a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. So you're here, down, down, down here. Okay? Here is when he engages the water. So you're going down, 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 down here. Okay? So what is happening is you are pushing the water down until you get here, and then you start to engage the arm. All right? So this is very, very common with people that simply can't figure out how to go faster. What is happening is you are spending way too much time preparing for your stroke. So when you get down to here, as opposed to here, you have spent this amount of time from here to here not doing anything. So you're here, and then you finally catch here, and then you go. Well, here's the problem. You catch here, you don't really grab the water until about here. Okay? So you initially, grab, you see my arms flex? You grab the water here. You don't really have a grab on the water until about here. Okay? So that's about another 3 to 4 inches of pull per stroke that you're missing out on. So, how do we fix this? It's really simple, actually. What we need to do is we need to catch the water sooner, and we need to have our arm get into the correct position. So, basically, what we want to do is we want to catch the water here, and as we're pulling back, we're continuously working to engage the arm. All right? So, we're reaching here, okay? We grab the water, we engage the arm entirely, as an entire arm. We don't just push, okay, now we grab that water. No. Grab that water the entire time. What happens is, when you push down here, 2 things are happening. Number 1, you're pushing water down. We don't want to push water down. That's not where we want to go. We move forward by pushing water backwards. Okay? Pushing water down does you no good. Number 2, what's happening is as you go lower, your body profile is creating drag. Okay? We have to envision water like arrows. Okay? We're a big arrow trying to go forward in the water. Okay? But the entire time, the water, each molecule is a little arrow pushing backwards on us. This is why when we push off the wall, we don't just float all right. Okay, this isn't zero gravity. It's really close to zero gravity, but it's not zero gravity. We have friction between our bodies and the water, and that friction is continuously slowing us down. So that's why we want to be on top of the water as much as possible. Okay? The more we are outside of the water, the less water there is pushing against us. Now think of that as we put our hand in, push down. Now we start generating acceleration. Velocity is acceleration minus drag. That's all it is. That's what velocity is. Okay? A positive force is an acceleration minus drag. That's all it is. So, in order to make us go faster, we need to, number 1, eliminate drag. Number 2, increase acceleration. it's a double win here. So the way we increase acceleration is we get that pull started much sooner. So I'm going to reach here, grab that water here, and then engage the arm as we push backwards. We're here, we grab that water, and as we're pulling, we're engaging the arm the entire time. Now, one second. So, how do we do this? How do we work on this? So, there is a methodology of working on this, okay? And this takes a lot of dryland drilling and simply a lot of mind over matter, okay? What's going to happen is your stroke rate will feel like it's a lot faster when you do this correctly. The difference is how fast are your arms actually going and how much of your pull is really being used now. So you're using a lot more of your pull now, and you're kind of taking out that nice little relaxing part right at the beginning. So just because of that, you're going to get through that first part much faster, so you will actually increase your stroke rate. So that's number one. If you're like, oh, my arms are going so much more faster. No, your arms are going faster because you're eliminating a dead spot in your stroke, okay? Most people have a dead spot somewhere in the backside of your stroke. Another lot of people have a dead spot right here where they're pushing that water down and then engaging that water. So step number one, arm out, bend the hand. Here, 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 okay? When I swim, I go here, I then engage the hand and the arm at the same time as I'm going backwards, okay? So first step is here, 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 okay? We want that hand to come toward the inside. Think of someone grabbing your pinky towards the inside. We don't want the hand to go down. We want the pinky to go down, okay? So that pinky goes down. That dips that hand to about a 45 degrees, okay? Step one, all right? Step two, here, here, okay? You want to go, you want to go right about to the belly button, okay? Hand, belly button. Hand, belly button, all right? So why about the belly button? Reason why we want to go about the belly button is this puts us in basically a 90-degree arm bend, okay? We want to be about 110, somewhere around here, but 90 degrees is really good. What we really want to focus on here is engaging the bicep and the tricep, okay? You see my hands kind of flopping here? If you engage both the bicep and the tricep, your arm will go 90 degrees, okay? Your arm will go 90 degrees because your arm is basically in muscular homeostasis. Okay, I don't know if that's a real term, but I'm making it up. So you grab here, flex those arms, okay? But you don't want to go, Urgh! You just want to get enough tension on that to where it's nice and rigid. Keep the hand in line, minus this first part. When you get to about here, that hand will stay in line with the wrist. You never want that hand to go here, not here, not here, not here, okay? Especially not here because this goes really weird. Keep that hand in line with the arm, the entirety of this drill, okay? So step number 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? Do that about 20 times, 3 times per day. Now, step 3, boom, boom, boom. So you're going to, as that hand is moving, you're moving the arm at the same time. Get to about here, okay? So that's number 3. Number 4, reach up, grab that brick, grab, push down, okay? Grab, push down, grab, push down, grab, push down, grab, push down, okay? Rotate your shoulder here, excuse me, as you push down, push down, push down. Be in a chair so you can swivel back and forth. Keep your head nice and straight. Look square. If you have a little webcam, turn your webcam on so you can see yourself. Stare straight at the camera. And we're here. Push down, push down, push down, push down. And as you're pushing down, rotate. rotate, 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 rotate. And extra credit if you can get some stretch cables installed in your seat. Okay, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, if you can, that's extra credit. Because then you can truly reach up and push down, okay? Okay. That's one of the biggest problems I see with people trying to learn technique is they always try and sit down and face forward. No, because if you're doing this, when you're swimming, you're actually pointing down at the bottom of the pool. It doesn't work too well. So that's the dry land. That's the dry land. So basically what you want to do is when you get in the pool during warm up, you want to spend 4 50s of drill. And your drill is engage that water, just pop, just kind of slap the water, just pop, not a bam, just a pop, okay? Pop that water down and pop your hand into that position and immediately engage that hand, okay? So, a couple things that are going to need to be done in order to make this all work correctly. Number one, you're going to have to make your recovery a hair faster, because what's going to happen now is your pull will finish sooner because you're engaging your arm sooner, actually doing work, therefore making your arm go faster. So be aware of this. Be aware of this and shift accordingly. Basically, we want, as that hand is pulling underneath the water, we want it to basically be doing the opposite thing on the recovery, which you're doing, and I got no real issues with that. So focus on really just making the recovery and the pull be at the same rate. So now what do you do from there? Okay, you start learning, okay, I now am able to catch that water a lot sooner. What do I do? I believe you need to pull with more power. So 2 things need to happen. Number 1, your legs need to kick with more power. Number 2, your arms need to pull with more power, okay? So basically the biggest problem that people have with really getting faster, let's see here. Because Kyle's telling me he needs to break the 130 barrier. He needs to break the 130 barrier in the pool. So if you do this, if you tighten up your legs, okay, tighten up your legs and engage your pull much faster, I can almost guarantee you will break the 130 barrier in the pool. And then what's going to happen is if you tighten up that kick is going to become more productive. So with a more productive kick, you are going to be able to actually pull just a little bit harder, okay? So what do you do in order to make, because Kyle is telling me I can go for about 100 to 200 at a 130 pace, and then everything starts breaking down. What do you do? All right, couple things I can recommend. Number 1, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a bunch of hundreds, okay? You're going to want to do a bunch of hundreds, and what you want to do is you want to do what's called a challenge set, and you're going to do this set about once a week, all right? So what you want to do is you're going to want to, if you are having problems doing a certain time stand, if you want to hit a 130, okay, you want to go a 130 per 100. That's what you want to do, okay? That needs to be your goal. So what you want to do is you want to force yourself to swim those 130s. Force yourself to swim those 130s more often. So what you do is you're going to set yourself up a challenge set once a week. We would do this in college. This was our challenge set every stinking Monday, okay? We would do 5 100s on the minute. We would go 5 100s on the minute. And we were forced to go as close as possible to the 55, 54, 53 range. Yes, I understand that is a heck of a lot faster than you're looking to go, but the same concept applies. If you are looking to go 130s, you need to go 4 100s on the 105, on the 135, okay? Go 4 100s on the 135, and you need to see what you're going to do, because I can almost guarantee you do this set, you're going to obliterate yourself on the first 100. That's okay. You're learning, okay? What I highly, insanely recommend people do, if you are legitimately trying to get faster in swimming, move away from setting up workouts where you say, oh, I'm getting 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds rest, 30 seconds rest. No, you can't do that. If you really want to get better at swimming, I believe, unless it's like a recovery set. If it's a recovery set, hey, I don't care. But if you're trying to do your main set and you're saying, okay, I got 8 100s on the with 10 seconds rest, 8 100s on the 15 seconds rest, but go faster than the ones on the 10 seconds. No. That doesn't work. What you got to do is you got to set up actual time send-offs. So if you are looking to go 130 in the pool, you need to be working on clicking off hundreds on the 130. You got to start at the 130, okay? You should be able to go faster than the 130 for 1 100, 2 100s, 3 100s, and then you start building up, okay? So 2 things I very much so recommend you do. 1 workout a week. You set up your challenge set. You want to go 3 rounds. If you're really having troubles getting past the second 100 or the third 100, go 4. Don't go 5, go 4. Okay? 3 sets, 3 rounds of 4 100s on the 135. Okay? So it's going to be, if you have access to a standard pace clock, it's going to be 35, 110, 145, and then the 20, okay? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, okay? So 35 seconds. That bakes you in 5 seconds if you're holding 130s, okay? This will teach you how to swim hundreds clicking off 130s, okay? 5 seconds rest for 4 100s. You can do this. I know you can. But you gotta train your body to recognize what it is like to click off 130s, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, you gotta build in more sprints. You gotta build in sprints. Now, I will openly state that sprint swimming and endurance swimming are 2 completely different animals. They are not the same stroke. They are not the same technique. I can tell you right now, your stroke, as you're swimming it right now, you will not get faster than a 120. It's just not possible. You cannot make that stroke work for faster than a 120, okay? Now, me personally, I can use my distance stroke and go 105s. But that's because I know how to use my legs. I know how to use my turns. I get really good push-offs on my walls. There's a lot of other things that get baked into the cake when you're trying to go lots of sets with going at kind of using your distance stroke. Now, that goes into a whole different category of learning underwater streamlines, learning how to get better push-offs on your flip turns, things like that most triathletes don't really care about. Now, Kyle, a couple of things I know is, number 1, you do have a good streamline. Get under the water more. You need to be at least 1.5 to 2 feet underwater. Otherwise, your streamline's worthless. When you're too close to the surface, you develop what are called turbulent forces, and because of your proximity to the surface of the water, those turbulent forces completely slow you down. So your underwater streamline looks really good. Here, let me show this to you. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the beginning when you push off the wall. Okay, so you're here. You see all that rippling on the back, on your back? That's called turbulent forces, okay? Let's see that one more time. So you're pushing off all of that. You see all of that? You see that whole wave forward from literally your butt, okay? Yeah, you need to get much lower underneath the water. Your streamline technique is good. You're just too close to the surface. So sink yourself under the water and then push off. Gonna be much better for you, okay? So then let's go to the flip turn, okay? Because if you really, really, really want to learn how to swim a lot faster in a pool, you gotta learn how to do flip turns. Because the fastest touch turn is like a touch and then turn. It's a little bit slower than a freestyle flip turn. So some of you may say, well, why would I want to learn a flip turn then if it's only just a hair slower than a flip turn? We're talking professional level touch turns, not the average triathlete's touch turn. The other thing too is when you slam those legs over and get that push off, you got a whole bit of rotational energy going on there. So the moment arm of your legs flipping over, impacting the wall, you're getting a lot more force to push off that wall. That's going to conclude in a much better push off. So when he's coming into the wall here, hands are back. Good. Ah, crap. I lost him. Dang it. Oh, this is the problem sometimes. Oh, come on. Do it. Do the thing. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's start that off again. Okay, so we're right about here. This is the problem when I try and do stuff way too slow on this. We're gonna go back to normal speed, and this should fix it. Or not. Okay, there you go. All right, here we go. So let's go back to that flip turn. Okay, so swimming into the wall. Oh, we'll talk about the lumbering stroke next. Okay, so kind of what happens is you see him tumble over, and then his legs go, ugh, okay? Snap those legs. Pop, okay? So he has very good technique going into the turn. Going into the turn, he has really good technique. So let me show you the one piece of technique. If you really want to learn flip turns, this is the thing you got to learn, okay? This is what you got to learn. Okay, one arm back. Okay? 2 arms back. Head down. Those 3 things. 1 arm, 2 arm, head down. You got to do those 3 things. If you don't do those 3 things, you're going to have a hard time doing a flip turn. Or as the Brits say, a tumble turn. I never knew it was called a tumble turn. When I started watching GTN, Global Triathlon Network, and they're just like, oh, when you're executing a tumble turn, I'm like, tumble turn? Who the crap says that? And then I realized everyone else calls it a tumble turn. It's a flip turn. You're flipping. Come on, silly people. Anyway, so you see, so the one thing that you notice here is legs completely spread out, okay? You want to get your flip turn better, get your knees together, because that's like literally trying to jump with your legs out here. That is the most unflattering shot I've ever done on one of these. But anyway, if your legs are all the way spread out, just try jumping in the air with your knees like 3 feet apart. It's really, really hard to do. The biggest thing about pushing off the walls is understanding one thing. A push off is nothing more than a jump horizontal. That's it. That's all a push off is. So if you really think about how to do push offs better, just think about how to jump high. Okay, you don't see basketball guys slam dunking with their with their knees like they're doing the can or they're doing a groin stretch or something. I don't know. So keep your knees together. You're gonna get a heck of a lot more power off that wall. So then as he pushes off, not too bad on the streamline, but your legs are dead. Your legs are dead. You want to have better push-offs, learn to dolphin kick better, okay? Dolphin kick, dolphin. Okay, get about 3 dolphin kicks off of each wall. That's going to give you a lot more speed during the underwater portion. So that's, and then the breakout stroke isn't bad. It's just technically you don't want to take a big breath during the breakout stroke. The breakout stroke is the first stroke you take after the underwater portion. So basically, there's a lot baked into the cake if you really want to get better at pool swimming. And the problem is most triathletes, they all say, "Oh, I don't want to get better. I don't want to be a pool swimmer. I'm a triathlon swimmer. I don't want to learn butterfly or backstroke or all those other things. I don't want to do that. That's like too much work." Well, here's the trade-off. You don't learn flip turns, don't learn streamlines, don't learn proper push-offs. It's hard to get under the 130. It's hard to get under the 120. It's almost impossible to get under the 120 without a good streamline and a good flip turn. And going under 115, good luck. These are things where if you really want to get serious about swimming, you got to start looking into these things. You got to look at push-offs, got to look at underwater streamlines, got to look at underwater dolphin kick. You got to look at these things if you really want to get better. Now, I've kind of nitpicked all that stuff. There's a lot of great videos. I don't have any really good guides on underwater dolphin kicking. I don't have a lot of good guides on that stuff yet. I am working on being able to, do better videos in terms of actually getting on a pool deck with a camera and doing better photo shoots and stuff like that. So if you do want to know more about underwater dolphin kicks, how can you get better at these things, please leave a comment on this video. I am trying to, best serve you, the triathlon community, because I know swimming's hard. Swimming is a very different animal than running or cycling. I'm learning very much so myself. Running and cycling is not the same as swimming. So the problem is swimming is the highest technical gateway to being good. I mean, you could be okay without too much technicality stuffs, but if you want to get good, there's a lot of technical stuff you got to understand. There's a lot of moving parts that goes into a really good swim stroke. And a person like me, I've been swimming so long, it's just baked into the cake. I don't even have to think about it. So when I've been working on teaching these to people, when I've been learning how to better communicate, I've been blessed by working with a lot of younger swimmers, mostly middle school, high school, middle school, and grade school, to where they don't know a lot of the technical jargon. I just have to figure out how to say, okay, make your arm do this, and then you'll swim faster. Okay. That's pretty much it. So, all right. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much, Kyle, for sending me in this footage. I do apologize. I wasn't really able to drill down and stuff because of the reflection and stuff in the water, but I hope that this will give you a great place to start. You know how to DM me on Instagram. So if you got any questions, let me know. We can set up a Zoom meeting or something like that to where I can kind of better describe and discuss some of these finer details if some of it isn't clicking with you. So that's it for me for tonight. So if you are watching this and you're saying, hey, this guy looks cool, I want him to tell me how to go faster, feralswimtech@gmail.com. Also check me out on Instagram, instagram.com/@feralswimtech, just like the email. Shoot me a direct message. I do these as a pay what you want basis. So this is all run by donations. Donations help me afford better equipment on the bike. Thanks to your wonderful donations, I was able to pick up a really nice set of new arm scoops from Tri-Rig. They'll be coming in next month. I'm definitely doing an unboxing video on that. So if any of you would like to help contribute to Feral Swim Tech, please shoot me an email. I will get you a link. Check me out on Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/feralswimtech. There will be a link in the description if you would like to donate. Also, if you want me to review your stroke, DM me on Instagram or shoot me an email, and I will tell you how to get the best footage. So, yeah, that's it for me tonight. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Kyle, hope this helped you out. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If this helps any of you viewers up, please give me a like on the video. Subscribe for more content from this here, the Feral Swim Tech, where we swim smarter and harder because we're smarter. Until later, my friends. Good night, Isaiah Norris. Wherever you are, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.